and a state powerhouse for a long time. The Pioneers of East Grand Rapids against the upstarts from Detroit Country Day. A 1 versus 2 matchup in the rankings. And Ann Drummond, these two teams, definitely different pedigrees. One who seems like they're always here and one who hasn't been here since the very first tournament.
Yeah, it's like the young against the old at this point. We've got a Detroit Country Day team that 8 of their starters are underclassmen. So they have a lot of great talent, but we have to understand, do they have the experience enough to be able to overpower East Grand Rapids, who feels like they've been here, and this is their home turf no matter where they're playing.
And you said 8 underclass starters. Meantime, East Grand Rapids has 8 senior starters in this lineup. They won the title in 2019. This group won the title in 2021. And in fact, this school 7-1 all time in the state championship game, and they tie Rockford for the most appearances in a title game with this appearance today. Fitting that it happens at the home of the Rams here just north of their stadium.
Exactly. So we have a great game upon us. So opening draw about to happen right here.
It is Lizzie Lundeen on the draw for East Grand Rapids.
You saw Lizzie got a little excited, had a little bit of movement before the whistle, so that ball is going back over to Detroit Country Day.
So Ella Thompson was the winner there, the senior captain in the midfield for the Yellow Jackets. Where's number 30? As the ball comes forward, Thompson just missed that one on the inside. The Pioneers can break the other direction. You can hear all of their fans below us. The Pioneers travel, and they didn't have to go very far to get to this one. Little mishandle there by Vivian LeMange, but EGR will pick it up again. LeMange got it back, and she made up for it.
Wow, what vision on the field. Not only is she driving hard to goal, but she has the wherewithal that after she didn't have an opportunity to shoot, that she was able to look back and see number 25, Vivian, right there to have the assist.
Well, 41 seconds it took, and EGR didn't win the draw, so that should tell you how quickly they can turn things around, and it's East Grand Rapids in the lead very quickly here.
Let's see if they can get the draw this time, but it's going to be it'll be boding well for Detroit Country Day if they can come up with another one here. They just keep getting possession. It could be anyone's game.
Thompson for DCD, Lundeen for EGR. Ball still loose. It'll be pushed through there. Nice play by Country Day to come forward with it.
Absolutely.
Quick pass on the outside, just missed the outstretched arms of Mary Pavlou there, but she did pick it up.
Yep, I think we got some young jitters on the Detroit Country Day team. They've had 2 passes now in their offensive end that went astray, so hopefully they can settle it down, get in their rhythm.
Georgia Pavlou also on this team. She's a freshman, as is Mary. So the young Jackets trying to work the ball around. Here's Winowich. Winowich just a sophomore. Good defense here by EGR as they keep Hadley Keating to the outside, but she did make it around, and Keating, big save in there by Carolyn Pottiger.
That was a nice save. I mean, it's always tough in girls lacrosse to stop a ball going in. However, you know, when Detroit Country Day was weaving in and out like that, it was even extra tough, so nice save.
We've seen the senior Pottiger, a dominant keeper in this game. 96 saves on the regular season, and that her first one of the day on Hadley Keating, who is a 70-goal scorer, so that's no insignificant accomplishment.
So you see the official pulling the defender who committed the foul all the way back. You can't just run ahead. You have to attempt to go behind the player. They can self-start, but if there is no self-start yet, the defender has to still continue to go behind.
So a chance to reset everything now. And now back behind the goal for the Jackets. Georgia Pavlou. Tried to come around the top there. She was cut off. Here's Emma Arico. Arico, a little stutter step there. Forced back by Mary Maney. And out of the inside, little push there from Lundeen on Ainsley Schilling.
got a 3-second call. So as we had in the first game, we have 3-second calls here. You can't be inside the 8-meter arc, which is the first inside arc, for more than 3 seconds unmarked against a player.
Schilling, one of the few seniors on this team for Country Day. From the hanging hash.
I thought I saw some false starts there. Actually, I think I saw two, not only the shooter, but also her teammate over on the far top of the 8-meter.
Well, if there are two, it's easier to spot them, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, they got a lot of white moving around down there.
Just underway in the Division II state championship, Carolyn Pottinger not able to handle that hot shot. She has to chase it down herself, and she's under pressure immediately from Pavlu, and then fouled. So Pottinger outside of her crease.
She's outside. She took a couple steps, so Detroit Country Day could have advanced on her because she actually made a lacrosse move.
And now just dumping it into the back of the net. She will safely get back inside. A little warning there for...
Yeah, so it's not just your feet that can have to cross the foul or the goal circle to be a goal circle foul. If your stick or your body crosses into it, it's like a cylinder going up to the sky. So that's what that foul was.
Eliana Lemange coming forward. Here's a run in the middle from Maney.
Nice check from behind.
Ball still loose, taken out of there by Kavanaugh. Lucy Kavanaugh went down.
Not necessarily a card on that. It was a rough check. However, you know, she was trying to make the check onto the stick. It wasn't just a complete check to the head.
Kavanaugh from the arc. Lost the ball on the way through, but more contact.
Yeah, Detroit Country Day just is continuously going inside the sphere. You can see the official with the arm movement that the check was inside the 7-inch sphere.
Kavanaugh tried to dump that inside. She's got 53 assists plus on the year. That one a big hit to the mask.
Looked like that could have been a card, but, you know, if the official didn't see it, she just didn't see that it actually made contact. EGR
Olivia
player.
Shaw, yep. Working from the outside. That's dropped off. Good push defense there, but the whistle coming from away from the ball.
Yeah, sometimes that official down low has a better angle than the one that's right there. So we've got a push on Detroit Country Day. It's going to set them up on the 12-meter hash. This is a direct. She can shoot because it was a major foul.
Kavanaugh trying to high ball through the middle. It'll be picked up on the far side by Lemange. And now through the middle is Eleanor Vandermolen.
Detroit Country Day is doing a great job not allowing East Grand Rapids to get in close.
Except there, Eliana Lemange. The commentator's curse strikes Ann Drummond.
Absolutely. I'm sure it won't be the last time, but however, I apologize, Detroit Country Day. I think I just gave you a goal.
Second goal of the game for the Pioneers, and they are up 2-0.
Prior to that shot, Detroit Country Day was doing a great job keeping EGR outside of that zone, right inside of the goalie to make it tougher to make those shots.
My friend, it has happened to all of us. You shouldn't feel bad at all.
No, I'm going back. I got to prove myself.
It's Lundeen in on the draw again, and looks like Detroit Country Day will try to switch things up here as Ainsley Schilling will step in instead. Quick adjustment for our officiating crew. Again, all 8 officials this weekend, all female. It's great to see.
It is great to see. It's great just to see all the younger officials that are coming up into the ranks, too. It's awesome to see new blood on the field.
Congratulations to the Brighton Bulldogs who won the Division I state championship on our first game of the day. A thrilling 12-11 overtime win over Grand Rapids Forest Hills Northern Eastern. Quickly into the box come the Yellow Jackets. That ball rolling toward the sideline, and they'll manage to pick it up over in there.
Red line is out, everybody. Don't get excited. It's not the blue.
Mary Pavlu. That ball deflected, but Arico got to it. Emma Arico.
Oh, nice cut by number 15 there. Too bad that she didn't see that she was open.
Here's Hadley Keating. Now to the outside.
Good
And a
shooting
whistle.
space call. That was shooting space again. Defender was just in the path and not marked up within the attacker taking the shot. It's a safety call. They have to call it. It's immediate.
So the sophomore Emma Arico with 45 goals in the regular season will get a chance from the top of the arc. Arico scores! Nothing Pottinger could do about that one. She ended up on her keister, and it wasn't enough to stop it. 2-1. EGR sees the lead cut in half.
Absolutely. That was a great shot. She went low into the outer 7 o'clock possibly. Trying to put it like a clock, but it was a great down low shot.
So Country Day on the board for the first time in a state championship game since 2005. The last time they appeared in the game.
They want to win it.
I'm sure they do.
They're just happy to be here, I'm sure, but your job is never done until the last second ticks off.
Well, looking at, they've got 3 freshmen in the lineup that started, and it's, I think, conceivable to say they weren't even born the last time Country Day was here.
That makes me feel really old. Let's not talk about when you're born.
EGR on the attack. Kavanaugh got a cutter. Missed the goal as LeMange had a chance for a second.
Yeah, that was a great feed. She was just a little bit wide on that shot.
Back up top for the Pioneers. Lizzie Lundeen. She can take over games all by herself. Lundeen getting a little traffic in front of her. Try to drop it in for LeMange. Had the ball knocked away from her basket. Here comes Country Day. Through the middle is Arico, the goal scorer. Arico got contested, made it through, scored!
Nice. That was such a nice goal. It was a nice job by the official, too. She identified that she was fouled coming in, didn't whistle it, raised her flag so that she still had the opportunity to go to goal. Great job by both players and officiating crew.
Well, that's 2 quick goals there for Emma Arico, tying the game at 2. Just 38 seconds between goals.
We saw a very close first Division I game. Let's hope that this one is just as close and exciting as our first.
Arico, the sophomore, 45 goals in the regular season. This Detroit Country Day team beat Farmington Hills Mercy 18-12 in the semifinal. The players are facing away from their goals here. And back toward their own goalkeeper for the draw. You don't see this much, Ann.
Yeah, typically, when you ask your players and their captains to pick a side that they're going to choose, they always typically say bench side.
Okay.
Could be a strategy. Maybe they know that they like the goalie. And goalies are different, right? They could have their own superstitions. I want to start here. I want to start there. I'm not sure if the sun's a factor today.
Ella Georgieski into the game. The top reserve for EGR. Now behind the cage for LeMange. She'll put it over for the cutting run of Mary Maney. And a foul will give the ball to Country Day.
Sometimes when coaches have their goalie start on the other side too, if they feel like they need to coach more on defense, they want to make sure that, or their offense or defense, that they can have that voice to them and while they're on their side.
Winowich will drop this one off. Ball to the top of the arc. Cutting through. Pottinger got a stick on it. And Ella Thompson is denied. But it's the Yellow Jackets asking all the questions now.
Yeah, they're not playing young. They're definitely playing like they have a lot more experience than they probably do.
No, very much like a Yellow Jacket. They are pesky and they can sting you.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Arico. Got both goals already. From the top, cut off there. She'll back it out. Mary Pavlou. She'll cut to the middle. Blocked off there. Whistle on the inside.
Defender just kind of lost her feet a little bit there, had the contact with Detroit Country Day. Pay the price if she scores here on this free position.
It's Mary Pavlou, the freshman. Looks like she'll shoot this.
She wants to.
She does. Off the post. Pottinger got a piece of it. Rebound, and she stopped that too.
Unbelievable. What great reflexes from the goalie to not only stop the first one, but to have the wherewithal to stop the second. Unbelievable.
Caroline Pottinger wrapping up a stellar career here today. With 2 titles in her pocket, she wants a third, and with plays like that, she'll have a long way to go toward number 3 today. Country Day still on offense. Schilling cuts backward, had a defender cut her off.
Yeah, their stick skills here at Detroit Country Day are really impressive. They are able to pass.
Rico lost the ball, but Pavlou picked it up. Swatted away from her by LeMange. That would be Country Day ball.
Yeah, nice defense, though. Way to come up with that ball.
Quick restart. Pavlou to the inside, drew the contact. And she'll go to the hanging hash.
Hanging hatch. He's got it down. He's got it down. We'll see if she takes the shot. Of course, this is not the best angle for her, but.
Georgia Pavlou. Rest of her teammates waiting. She'll take it back behind.
Smart decision. There wasn't much there.
Winowich. Behind the cage. 3 Yellow Jackets back there now. As they rotate through. A lot of motion on their offense. Cut from the inside. And moving into the area there, Hadley Keating.
Yeah, it's Detroit Country Day is not afraid to take it in tight, even if you're doubled or tripled. However, if EGR just stays a little bit more disciplined, she's going to drop that ball or they're going to have another turnover on their own.
Here's Keating. Well, Pottinger has been the story so far here. And here comes Mary Maney forward. Those long loping strides, protecting the ball, drawing a foul. They just kept right on going. Scored! No, that hit the post.
Both goalies are making some amazing reflexive saves here.
Clara Yoon was not allowing anything to go by there and got some help from the iron. Just about halfway through our first half, 2-2 the score.
Yeah, that was a great save. That was one-on-one with the attacker, and the goalie to come up with that save was amazing.
Greta Milnes in the game now. Now a cut. Good stop there by Yoon. She can't control it. EGR still on the attack. Kavanaugh picked off by the keeper as Yoon read it and came out to swallow it up. And now she makes a move on the far sideline.
You do not see that often.
Hopped on the ground once, and here comes Winowich.
She was 6 yards away from the 50-yard line there.
Winowich dropped it, got it deep. Country Day still trying to come up with the ball, and they do. Well, we've had a little bit of everything today, haven't we, Ann?
We have. I love watching a goalie come out of the cage like that. There's nothing better for your defense as well to pump them up. Arico's pass to the inside and called for in the crease there is number 15, Mary Pavlou. Did I get that right? How about that? You did. I think I can go home early, right?
Not a chance. Mary Maney.
This is almost tennis. I've been going back and forth now, back and forth. This is amazing.
Hope you've been doing your neck stretches.
Yep, got them all stretched out, ready to go.
Lucy Kavanaugh for EGR. Back for Weinsma. Here's Olivia Shaw. Now deep for LeMange. There are 2 LeManges. This one is Vivian.
Bad
Taken
pass
away.
inside. It was a tough one to get. She had a great cut. However, the pass was a little bit behind and over her head.
Country Day moving the ball up the field quickly. 6-on-6. What a spin there, and we'll get a whistle.
Got a check into the head. Number 7 is going off. We'll have a free position shot depending on if the official thinks that happened. But between the 8 and 12, she may either be at the 12, which she is. She's pushing her back to the 12.
That's Riley Paget leaving the field at the 13:53 mark.
So she can shoot. Sometimes when you have a minor foul, minor fouls on the 12, you have to pass the ball first. But because this was a major foul, she can shoot, but she chose not.
EGR down a player. Hadley Keating. Out to the top for Arico. Both goals courtesy of her. Pioneers getting compressed on defense. They're all toward the goal. Pass to the middle, bounced, and a score.
That was beautiful. I mean, that had to have been a play. It looked like she was looking for that cutter right there because she could have gone to goal and actually gotten a shooting space call. However, she saw the cutter coming in, had a quick pass to her. Great shot.
Ainsley Schilling gets her team on the board again, and the first lead for Country Day comes at the 14:20 mark of the first period. And the score right now, 3-2, is Country Day has scored 3 in a row to this point. Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes were recognized this year through the Scholar Athlete Award presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. Visit the MHSAA website for a list of this year's applicants, finalists, and scholarship recipients, and information about next year's awards program. Well, the Yellow Jackets are swarming all over. 3-2 they lead. We'll be back with more of the Division II Girls Lacrosse State Championship after this timeout. You're watching MHSAA Girls Lacrosse on the NFHS Network.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so that interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decision.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game!
Well, they may not have been here for a while, but Detroit Country Day making the most of their first finals appearance since 2005. They have a 3-2 lead over the defending state champion East Grand Rapids. And Drummond here along with me. I'm Dave Ellis, and you have noticed something really easy to figure out. Detroit Country Day likes to run, and they're making EGR look slow.
Yeah, I mean, they may be a young team, but they are quick. They are getting to the goal. They're making quick passes. They're not just slowing it down. Everything looks like they're passing with purpose. I'm really impressed with this young team.
They've been gutsy.
That's for sure.
Clara Yoon with that clearance from down under the goal line. It ended up leading to a goal, too. As we restart on the draw, Rico not able to pull that one down.
They're playing so smart too. Like to see her kick that ball out. In prior, we saw like a hockey stick pushing the ball to get it better into just that you can get it. They're just playing like they are upperclassmen. Not to say that those who aren't doing it are upperclassmen. It's just like when the majority is freshmen or sophomores.
Georgia Pavlou has got cutters all over. There's just so much motion in that offense. It's been tough for EGR to track them.
And EGR is still down a player, so we saw number 15 wide open in the center. They tried to get her the ball. EGR has to do a better job of not letting those players sit inside there so tightly.
Well, the release coming in about 5 seconds here. As the Pioneers come forward. Here's Maria Walters. Thought she got around. She didn't. Oh, I got one more minute here. That's why I'm doing the math wrong in my head here, and that's why I should be writing things down.
Yeah, and you know that I'm not your best partner for the math stuff, so if we could call in a friend here and get the right timing, we'll be golden.
So East Grand Rapids trailing for the first time. Mary Maney content to let some time tick off the clock.
And these teams have met in the regular season, right? So it was only a 1-goal game. EGR came out on top. So we anticipate this is going to be tight. So nothing is new for either team. We anticipate, each team keeping it tight. They both know how to score.
Now East Grand Rapids back to full strength. They're trying to get that ball picked up, and they do. Lucy Kavanaugh.
That was a great get at a great time.
Cutter! Big save by Kuhn that time. Clary Yoon, another huge save.
She's not only using her stick, she's using her body. This is unbelievable.
Still controlled by the Pioneers. There is no panic in Country Day right now.
No, they definitely are not playing like they're the underdog. Or maybe they are. They're just playing with no fear.
Lizzie Lundeen trying the spin move. Got a cutter down low. Ewan was right there, throwing the body into LeMange. Kavanaugh picked it up. Tried to make the quick cut. There's a cutter. Great play there by Greta Milnes to find the open space and tie the game up.
And that's where EGR is so great. They not only make their shots, but they also get their rebounds. They had 3 separate opportunities to score there. So if you can continuously get your own rebounds, you still have that opportunity to score. And they have been infamous for retaining the ball, getting their own rebounds, and having those second, third, and fourth opportunities to score.
Well, we talked about all the seniors on the EGR lineup. It's Greta Milnes coming in. She's another one. And we're all square again. Lundeen pushed that draw out. She's going to be the first to the ball.
Yeah, she was hustling on that one. That was a great job.
Well, the Pioneers working to get the lead back. They led 2-0. And then all of a sudden trailed 3-2.
Yeah, I don't think they anticipated, how closely Detroit Country Day is going to be all over them. Every shot, every pass, they're right there.
Good scrap for the ball there on the sideline, and coming away with it is Eleanor Vandermolen. Through the middle. That'll be a foul called on Mary Pavlo.
Yeah, because the player moved too far away from the original foul, their official needs to bring her back, and then it can be a self-start from that spot.
There's Olivia Shaw, 18 goals in the regular season for her. Wanted LeMange. Thought she found space to turn, dropped the ball first, and now back out with it. Here's Eliana LeMange, the senior.
Detroit Country Day is playing a very aggressive defense. They're coming out much wider than anticipated. They're coming past the 12-meter mark, putting a lot of pressure on each pass.
Vandermolen came back out, and LeMange missed the cutter. Mary Maney to pick this up on the far sideline and keep the attack going. Eliana LeMange inside, swiped away from her, but illegally.
That looked pretty good. That would have been a nice takeover.
Winowich whistled for it. It'll come to the outside arc. And LeMange will slow it down again. 45 goals for her in the regular season.
Yeah, it's a family affair with her and her sister on the team.
Here is that sister act, LeMange. Back up for Olivia Shaw. Now Mary Maney. The 2-3s working on it. Maney won that battle, got in deep, flags up. No goal. So Mary Maney would, I'm sure, rather have the goal first, but she will get a chance.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why that's not a goal, because she did have the flag up, which means she has the opportunity to still go into goal. So there must have been something else that happened, that second whistle possibly.
Great pass from Maney on the cut. 4-3, EGR in the lead.
Yeah, I guess if you have a second opportunity for East Grand Rapids, they're going to take it and score.
You always love to see when the cutter is the first one to get the pat on the back, not the goal scorer.
Yeah.
What a great pass there. And with just under 6 to play here, it's EGR back in the lead.
Yeah, and, with EGR, with the experience that they've had, anyone on this team can score. anyone can make that assist. You know, they definitely are a team effort. I mean, we do have Lizzie Lundeen, who is like the powerhouse of, you know, one-on-ones. That's her thing, and that's great. But you also have a lot of players who, you know, have those great assists, and anyone can score.
And as much as we'd like to give all the credit there to Mary Maney, we probably should at least mention that Eliana LeMange was the one that finished it off for her second goal of the game.
Yeah, we'll give her that for the moment.
Off the draw, way up in the air, and it's taken down by Olivia Winovich. And she's running forward for Country Day.
It feels pretty 50-50 with these draw controls, so as long as that can remain, you know, we should have a tight game with possession here. And great saves by both goalies, so we're 3-4 score almost at the bottom of the first half. That's a pretty good defensive game.
You wanted even. We got even. Country Day on the attack. Emma Rico has 2 goals and the ball right now. Rico to the middle, wanted to go left-handed. She was cut off, now double-teamed. That means somebody's open.
Yeah, that was a high shooting space call. So, you know, again, it goes from the 12-meter all the way to the goal circle. So if that player is in that space.
Didn't really look to me like Mary Pavlo was shooting there, but
yeah,
it's just the space is the issue, right?
The space is the issue, but she does have to be, you know, advancing to goal.
Arico cut off. Now Arico again. Got around, shot, deflected, Pottinger got it. Had to make a big adjustment there. Dumped to the inside, taken out of there by Lundeen. Boy, she came through traffic with the ball and still has it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lizzie Lundeen is like a bull coming down the field now. Nobody near. She had a covered player there. Couldn't get it to LeMange. It will roll all the way back out. First ones there are Detroit Country Day, and it's their possession.
Yeah, Lizzie was a little gassed on that, but she has to remember, you don't always have to go forward. There's no time. She should turn and look back at her defenders way back in the back.
4-3 game.
Nice
EGR
takeaway.
Stealing it back. It's Mary Maney.
Those are those sneaky behind you checks that you don't even know the player's there. Next thing you know, you're playing defense again.
Vandermolen drops off. This is Eliana LeMange, the senior. To the side of the goal for number 25, Vivian LeMange, the sophomore. Little skip step there from Kavanaugh. And she took a huge hit to the chops.
Yeah, that stick was a little high, a little too rough.
Sadie Rifkin, I don't think has much of an argument there.
No, you could.
Walks in, saved by Yoon. Country Day can't get it clear. Back down deep, another cutter. Kavanaugh again, underhanded, scored it! Are you kidding me?
That was amazing. You know, you think she's coming out, all those quick passes inside, everybody's covered. So it's like, who's going to have that opportunity to shoot? I didn't even think there was an opportunity. Next thing you know, it's in the net. Great job by EGR to never give up on that close inside play.
What a sinker ball shot that was, and as good as Claire Yoon has been, nobody's stopping one like that.
No, I don't even think she knew it was going to be a shot.
I could have taken her knee off if she put her leg in the way.
Well, they do have padding, so a little bit. Although some of these goalies are tough. I don't even think that the shin pads went away this year for the first time for girls in high school. So
I'm looking at Pottinger down there with bare knees right now.
Yeah, that's new this year, so they don't need them. They're tough. They're
tough as they come. So 5-3, second 2-goal lead of the game for EGR as both players jump for it in the center circle, and it's LeMange that comes down with it.
Yeah, and earlier we were talking about the height of EGR. They just look so much taller than Detroit Country J, and that's when it really can be your benefit, when you can kind of go up for that jump ball.
Chance to go up by 3 for the first time for the Pios. LeMange. Boy, everybody had cleared to the other side. Lundeen took the shot, and Yoon stopped it. Well, the saves were 3-1 to start, and all of a sudden they're 4-3. We've really seen EGR flip the field.
Yeah, they're They have no fear as they're inside there. You know, a lot of times you can be tentative passing into a crowded 8, but EGR is just passing with confidence. They're getting the ball.
We'll see if Clara Yoon's up to this one. The leading goal scorer for the Pioneers is Lizzie Lundeen, and she has the ball for the restart.
She kind of went off her feet on that shot, so I'm not sure how much of a push there really was.
Lundeen, shot, scored!
Regardless, she knows how to put it in the back of the net.
An even 2 minutes to go, and EGR with 4 straight goals.
Yeah, Detroit Country Day has to be able to stop this streak. Hopefully, you know, I'm sure they're thinking draw control, draw control. It is getting into their stick, but a couple of times it's been bouncing back out after that draw possession, and EGR has been able to take advantage and gobble it up.
Boy, Lundeen bounced that so hard it almost bounced up over the goal. It came into the top corner.
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely has some power behind her shot. She has to understand how much so that bounce can happen, though.
An important draw here for Detroit Country Day. Maney got it up in the air and used that height to pull it down.
Yeah, she's been doing a great job. It almost looks like she knows exactly where it's going to go. If you can draw to yourself and you have the girls on the circle that far away.
Lundeen got around that one. There's going to be a card here. It's Mary Pavlo, the freshman, that will sit down for the rest of the half and 14 seconds of the second.
Yeah, looks like we had a check to the head on that one. So each team has 1 yellow card. If you reach 4 cards for your team, then you will play down for the rest of the game.
So when that happens, even if it's your first yellow, you're done, right?
No, so you can come back in the game,
okay,
but your team will be down.
Got it. Pioneers looking to go up even more now.
Oh, great decision not to take that shot. I know she wanted it. It was a great cut, but the pass was way too high.
EGR on the player advantage here. Lundeen picked it up.
So that's the difference, EGR, right? They get the ball taken away from them, but then they get it right back.
Down low is Kavanaugh, sent it back. Greta Milnes back to the top.
Great ball control to be able to feed in, come out.
Maney, she took it out too. Boy, they're like a cobra, just coiled to strike right now, and Yoon is going to take care of it herself. Second time she's come out of the crease.
I love it. There's nothing more exciting than a goalie that plays that aggressive.
And she threw that ball off the back foot to the other side of the field. Here comes DCD.
Priceless. Oh.
Wow.
Oh,
it didn't end in anything, but that was just class move there by Clara Yoon, the senior keeper. She's a captain, and she is taking control.
She has been amazing. She makes the game thrilling. If a goalie's coming out, you're just like, what's going to happen? You don't see it.
Caroline Pottinger has been pretty good with the ball, too, but she's being overshadowed by the keeper on the other end of the field. Here's Mary Maney. Got 4 or 5 for company in there, kept running right by all of them.
I said it earlier, the Yellow Jackets should be renamed as the Gnats. They're just all over you. Like, this is awesome. I just hope that this physical activity that they can keep up goes throughout the whole game, because they're going to make it tough for EGR.
Vandermolen back for LeMange and a whistle.
So we were offsides by Detroit Country Day.
By quite a bit, too. That was a good 10 yards.
Yeah, she was way down into the play.
So it's Vivian LeMange with the ball in her basket.
So
2 seconds. Last chance. Side of the net. Well, a good opportunity there and a great look coming in for Kavanaugh as the clock expired. She's not able to score there, but 4 straight goals from East Grand Rapids have the Pioneers in a 6-3 lead at halftime.
Where did that half go? Like, that was one of the fastest halves. Like, I don't know if I should get paid today, because I think it was just too fast.
I think you should get paid for 4 games with all the action that we've had. 6-3 your score, East Grand Rapids in the lead. We'll step away for a quick break and come back for a couple more messages from here at Rockford High School. Your halftime score, East Grand Rapids 6, Detroit Country Day 3. Back after these on the NFHS Network.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so that interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decision.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given for that.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game!
A 16 to 17-year-old driver's risk of dying in a crash increases with the addition of every passenger under the age of 21.
So hungry. I am too. We should go to the food court. We should go to the food court.
Ooh, I'm starving. That's a great idea.
Teen drivers should go it alone to make it home.
Back at Rockford High School in suburban Grand Rapids for the start of halftime here of our Division I Girls Lacrosse State Championship game for the MHSAA. And at the break, East Grand Rapids, the two-time defending champion, in the lead 6-3 over Detroit Country Day. Keep up with everything MHSAA on social media. Look us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for tournament updates, event announcements, video highlights, and high school sports news from around the state. It's the best way to connect with the MHSAA every day. From the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street, Meijer is a proud sponsor of local sports teams across the Midwest. Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support the teams that bring us together and the values that our community is proud to stand for. You help support your community, including local sports teams, education programs, the arts, food pantries, and more that bring out the very best in us. From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little, Meijer is proud to sponsor this game and hundreds of local sports teams around the great state of Michigan. 6-3 EGR at the half. We'll be back with a couple more looks around what we've seen at Rockford here and get ready for the second half very soon. It's East Grand Rapids 6-3 at the half here on the NFHS Network.
Because every athlete deserves to be treated like a pro. Henry Ford Sports Medicine.
Back at Rockford High School, Division I Lacrosse State Championship for the girls. We've already seen one trophy awarded today to the Brighton Bulldogs, a 12-11 winner in the D2 final over Grand Rapids Forest Hills Northern Eastern. Right now, East Grand Rapids trying to preserve the honor of the west side of the state with a 6-3 lead over Detroit Country Day in the Division I final. Do you need help paying for college? Michigan Student Aid administers scholarships, grants, and college savings programs that help make college accessible, affordable, and attainable for you. See how they can help you today by visiting michigan.gov/mystudentaid. And your Michigan Army National Guard plays a vital role in our national defense and responds as needed to state emergencies to protect the lives and property of Michigan citizens. If you're interested in learning more about the Guard, Visit myarmyguard.com. That's myarmyguard.com. Teams coming back out from the locker rooms, and we'll take one more step away, and then Ann Drummond will get you ready for the second half here in Rockford. The Division I Girls Lacrosse State Championship is at halftime. And right now, East Grand Rapids, the Pioneers, lead the Yellow Jackets of Detroit Country Day 6-3. Back after these on the NFHS Network.
Do you know the biggest difference between a pickup game and organized high school sports? The answer is obvious. It's officials. School sports is more than just kicking a ball or running fast. They're an extension of a student's education and the classroom. An official can help teach the importance of following the rules, impartiality, and most importantly, fairness.
Captain of the football team, correct? Represents leadership and sportsmanship, right? You guys set the good examples for your fellow teammates, okay? All right, we have a problem with one of your fellow teammates, we'll come and ask you to take care of the problem, okay?
But the need for officials has never been greater. There are some benefits to becoming an official, like staying in shape, staying involved in the sports you played as a young person, networking, and of course, you can earn some pretty good extra money while doing all of that. It's easy to sign up. Just go to mhsaa.com/officials and click register now. Now is a great time for you to get involved in your community and give something back to our kids. There's help wanted. We need you to whistle. For more information, visit our website at mhsaa.com.
Because every athlete deserves to be treated like a pro. Henry Ford Sports Medicine.
A 16 to 17-year-old driver's risk of dying in a crash increases with the addition of every passenger under the age of 21.
I am too. We should go to the food court. We should go to the food court.
Ooh, I'm starving. That's a great idea.
Teen drivers should go it alone to make it home.
Back at Rockford High School in suburban Grand Rapids, she's Ann Drummond. I am Dave Ellis, and we are watching a great matchup in the Division I Girls Lacrosse State Championship game between East Grand Rapids, the two-time champion Pioneers, leading Detroit Country Day 6-3 at halftime. And it's great for me because I have a rules expert sitting next to me in the box, and it's like you don't need to make the call to Los Angeles for a rules interpretation. Ann Drummond can do that right here. And if they need it on the field, Kathy Westorp has been in charge of lacrosse around Michigan for a long time now, and not just Michigan. She's the NFHS Girls Lacrosse Rules Chair and has been for a couple years. If you have any questions about girls lacrosse, you can get them answered in one of these two places in this building right now.
Well, I appreciate that, but Kathy is my go-to. If I could bow to her every time, I think I may. She's just the epitome of girls lacrosse. She's brought it a long way. She's done other officiating. I think she did cheer for a long time as well. So I think she found her love, though, with lacrosse. So we're happy to have her and happy that she's on that national committee for us.
Well, East Grand Rapids in that first half took a 2-0 lead in the first 5 minutes. In fact, they scored 41 seconds into the game. It looked like they were going to run away with it. And then all of a sudden, Country Day woke up. And within 8 minutes, they got 3 goals, 2 of them from Emma Orico and 1 from Ainsley Schilling. And suddenly, the Yellow Jackets were in the lead. But 4 straight goals in just 7 minutes coming from EGR have put them back into a 6-3 lead as we approach this half right now. And let's look at the Country Day sideline. What do the Jackets need to do to get back into this game?
Well, they have to have a very short memory and look at the Division I championship. You know, Emma Keel, all she has to do is say, hey, Brighton was down 7-2 at halftime and came out and won. This game, like we said before, it's such a fast momentum swing type of game. We saw in the first half alone, Detroit Country Day came out with a big swing, and then EGR came out with the second swing. So Detroit Country Day, they are getting first touches on those draws. They just have to come up with them and retain possession. And, you know, their goalie has been phenomenal. She's been coming out of net. She's making saves. They just have to slow it down a little bit. Don't let their nerves get to them. You know, it is a young team. Just play with a little bit more finesse, and, you know, they're right back in this.
How about Megan Lloyd on the EGR bench? You saw her team lose the lead, but get it right back. Has she calmed things down enough now?
Oh, absolutely. You know, she's been a player, and she's been a player at Grand Valley as well. I'm sure she speaks this language of East Grand Rapids, being an alum herself of East Grand Rapids. So she's going to be right where she needs to be, coach the team where they need to be as well.
Mary Maney trying to fight for this ball and comes up with it.
Yeah, I think we've been watching Mary Maney for a few years now, and I think, did she just gain, 12 inches on her legs?
Yeah.
Like, was she always this tall? I'm not remembering.
Restart coming here for East Grand Rapids. We should also mention Megan Lloyd in her first year as the head coach at a storied program. That's a lot of pressure right now.
It is a lot of pressure, but that's what I really love to see. Just like Ryan from Brighton, who came back from, being a player herself. These girls like to have that young, female coach to look up to and see that they can do it and see what they've done. So, what a great thing for the program to have some fresh blood and just give these girls a great opportunity.
Vandermolen into the box, dropped the ball, picked it up, dropped it a second time, picked it up again.
Yeah, Detroit Country Day is not going to give you an easy time here. They are definitely doing all they can to get these checks.
Well, once again, every time that we start talking about the commentator's curse has got you twice.
It has gotten me twice.
And both times it's Eliana LeMaine that scores the goal.
But Detroit Country Day has to identify when they have to make that slide. Let go making the double if you're going to leave that girl wide open in the middle. So identify when you have to slide a little bit earlier, and they're not going to allow that inside pass to happen.
It took just a minute and 2 seconds. And an early goal for East Grand Rapids has pushed them into their biggest lead of the game at 7-3. However, as Han pointed out, this is exactly what happened in our first game. An early goal in the half, and you thought, well, this is going to be all done. And all of a sudden, Brighton was storming back into the game.
Yep, and a draw control for Detroit Country Day. Let's see how they can do with this here.
Ainsley Schilling, who's got one of their goals, over to Emma Arica, who's got the other two. Keating, she's been kept quiet, a 70-goal scorer. Not real big in stature, but she looks like she can hide out there and come back. Kind of like that. Right to the goal. Mary Pavlo is on the board.
That was beautiful. I mean, she made it. I mean, I don't even know how her defenders didn't stay with her, but she just found some way to be elusive. Came in for that great cut in goal. That's such a hard shot to stop, too, because you just don't know when she's going to actually release it.
Took just 23 seconds to get that first goal of the half back. Looked like there was a big stack, like they were setting up a play on the top there and fell asleep on the cutters.
That's exactly what happened. It was like she just came out of nowhere. And again, so it's just all about the draw control. Detroit Country Day won that last draw, was able to come down and score. If they just keep, possession, they're going to keep this game close.
Lundeen took him early. Maney has taken over for EGR. She popped that one up. Little hop step there, and coming away with it is Schilling.
Yeah, Schilling has been doing a great job because she's actually pushing the ball to open space where it's just her to pick it up. And the funny thing is, Maney was doing that exact same thing, pushing it to her open space. So someone's adjusted somewhere that she's not allowing Maney to have that open space get.
Ella Thompson. Over for Keating. She's cutting. Shot. Scored! That's why she's got 70. Hadley Keating, 2 quick-fire goals for Country Day, and they're down only 2.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. I mean, for a sophomore, she plays with confidence. Like, I don't know what Emma Keel is doing for stick drills, but these girls, have great stick skills. And typically you identify that with their feeder programs. I'm not quite sure what the feeder programs are for Detroit Country Day, but whatever they're doing, they need to keep it up.
Well, this has been a crazy minute in the 26th of the match. 2 seconds, a goal from EGR from LeMange. 25 seconds, a goal from DCD. And then 54 seconds, another goal from Country Day.
We're not even in 2 minutes into the second half.
If we score at this rate, it's going to be something like 30-29.
I'm all over it. Let's do it.
Well, the draws have gone the way of the Yellow Jackets the last couple.
Yep, I saw the movement. Yep, unfortunately, Director Day had a little bit of a flinch before the whistle. It's going to be EGR ball. Self-starting, so she doesn't have to wait for a whistle.
Pioneers need to settle things down. Boy, that was an attacking move by Arico. She didn't get the pick off, but did cause a little havoc. Now LeMange, top of the arc. Lundeen wanted the first-time shot. Spun to the middle. 3 defenders there, still has it. Lundeen wanted the pass on the cutter, got through there, and didn't put the call on goal, but see Lundeen, and she did. Looks like draw a foul.
She did. The official did not like the shot kind of through that traffic.
Okay.
So she's getting a dangerous propel card. That will be a 2-minute non-releasable card.
So is that a yellow too?
That will be a yellow card, so that's her first.
Second yellow of the game for EGR.
So officials are talking about it. I'm not sure who's going to get the ball here. It should be up on the 8-meter arc somewhere, because where the foul happened, it occurred where she was shooting. So that's why they're pushing her back up to the 8 here.
As I said, I don't need another rules analyst. I have one right next to me.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. You have to be part mind reader, part visual aid.
Great run forward from Brooke Winowich. Draws the foul.
It looked like a good check, but must have been a little bit too close to the body. You can tell the crowd didn't like that call very much, but you can't win them all.
And they'll retreat the defender to behind the attacking player. Nice pass forward there, and here's a chance for the Jackets again. 2 straight goals. Can they make it a third?
Yeah, they're man up here. See if they settle down a little bit before they take that shot.
Mary Pavlo. Here's the cut to the inside by Winowich. And that will be in the critical scoring area, so she'll get a restart and have a great chance to put this ball on goal.
She's on the second inside hash. Great positioning for a shot. I would imagine she's going to take it.
Here's the sophomore Winovich. Scored!
There you go.
And a foul also called in there. Will that be a card as well? Yes. So 2 players down now for EGR.
So we have a check to the head while she was attempting that shot. Goal scores, and now because of the card, Detroit Country Day won't have to worry about the draw control because they will be given possession. They'll start this draw with possession. EGR will only be able to have 5 players forward because of the 2 players in the box.
Well, how quickly things can change.
Yes. Why do I feel like deja vu from the first game we had?
So the card being issued to East Grand Rapids number 8, Ella Georgieski. And that is the 3rd yellow card on the Pioneers. Officials discussing it right now.
They're discussing it. I'm not sure what they're talking about. The only thing I think they might be discussing, would this be a possession at the draw? It should be. Anytime that you have a flag and you actually have a card happening as well, that will go back to the center as a possession for the team who was fouled. See what they come back with.
Well, Mary Maney waiting in the center circle, hoping she'll get the draw.
And it is a draw, which is surprising. I'm not sure.
So the explanation being given to the Country Day bench, who I'm sure had the same question that you did.
And my only thing I can think of is they feel the foul happened prior to the flag that
Well, they're going to talk about it and get it right. The bad news for Country Day is all your momentum that you just built up here with a 2-player advantage.
Right.
It's kind of air's coming out of the balloon right now a little bit.
Yep.
Got it right. See?
I'm not going to say I told you so,
No,
but I'm going to say it. I told you so.
So here
They got it right. They got it right.
The Jackets with a chance to tie. Pavlou, Cutter, now down deep. Keating scored!
And that's exactly how you do it. You know, she made a double move on the goalie. Those are the hardest shots to save. You know, you're anticipating it up high, and she just easily, with such confidence and great stick skills, put it down low.
How about 2 goals in 22 seconds?
You can't ask for anything more as
well, I mean, you get
coach.
3, but that would be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Looks like timeout may be coming here from Megan Lloyd as she talks to the 4th official at the table. I saw the horn get picked up. I did not hear it yet.
I did not either. I mean, they do get 2 timeouts each half.
So off the draw. Maney pushed that one forward. Here comes Vandermolen.
That was a must-win draw control for EGR to feel like they weren't going to let all the momentum swing to Detroit Country Day.
So we were tied at 2-2. Now we're tied at 7-7. Again, it was an early goal in this half. Now LeMange can't hold on to that ball. Still loose. Still loose. And a loose ball foul will be called on EGR. Country Day with the last 4 goals. After they trailed 7-3 to start the half. Looking for the lead.
They seem a little flat-footed, even on that last pass. I'm not sure everyone knew where the pass was coming from.
Well, when you can get plays like that, I can see where it'd be confusing.
Right.
Mary Pavlou with her 2nd goal. And just like they were at 3-2, the Yellow Jackets are in front.
Unbelievable. This is crazy. Like, it was just the oddest thing.
Caroline Pottinger wants a timeout as she signaled the bench. Megan Lloyd is just going to let this one ride. 1 player back on the field as Lundine's penalty has elapsed.
Who do we still have on the bench?
It's still Georgievsky
that's
waiting over there. And Georgievsky will come out in just about 30 seconds. So Lundeen right into the draw. Didn't win it, but the ball went to the Pioneers. They'll have to come from behind again. And now another whistle and a stoppage.
Yeah, 2 players came over for Detroit Country Day, put them off sides. It's corrected now.
Got to be confusing when you're in transition like that of who's got to stop and who's got to go, right?
Right, especially if you're trying to give your players a quick little break. You're going to put them in on attack a little bit, you know, and then you forget where you're at, and next thing you know, you're offside.
Their game is to swarm the ball so much. It's hard to let yourself look at that pink line.
Well, that and, you know, exactly what you just said. They are, whatever their strategy is, it's to put some pressure on EGR so that they don't have these easy plays they can set up. Everything's got to be on the fly.
Mary Maney got right near that restraining line. Sure, they're probably talking to her on the other side of it, too.
Right.
Now down deep for Vandermolen.
Well, DCD is still up a player, so they're going to swarm. Right now, we're even.
Georgievsky rejoining the fray. Cutting right for the goal.
Good pickup by Detroit Country Day to see her cut.
First time we've seen the Pioneers behind the cage for a while. That ball swatted loose.
Beautiful, beautiful defense to have the wherewithal to let the attack get in front of you so you can make that check from the behind and on the side.
2 quick passes, and Georgia Pavlou is away and attacking. Georgia Pavlou looked like she was going behind. We'll pull it back out. Nice duck under move there from Ainsley Schilling, the senior captain. There's Emma Rico.
That all started with Brooke Winovich. Sorry, I'm butchering her name here, though. But that was great. I mean, that's from a freshman. Like, these underclassmen are really impressing me today.
Behind the goal for Schilling. Cutters through the middle as Pavlu showed for the ball. Now 2 more to the edge of the crease. Now a cutter from the top. Off the post and then off the back of the keeper.
Nice job to pick up your rebound.
Boy, that's luck for Pottinger in there.
Right.
His Keating's shot reflected off of her back. 8-7, Country Day. They have never won a state championship, and they're facing the team that has won the most in Division II. Georgia Pavlu.
Playing with a lot of patience. They're waiting for that open cutter.
Didn't like the run of Thompson. Now a cut, went over the top of the player, and a whistle.
Detroit Country Day stepped off sides there. That's why we have the stoppage of the clock. We have the whistle start for the offside violation.
So tempting to try to reach over for that ball.
It is. Your foot gets a little bit over that line and giving the ball up.
Lucy Kavanaugh dropping off for Lundeen. Lizzie Lundeen. Out for Eliana LeMange. Lundeen, a little swap there. Georgievsky.
They're looking a little bit more calculated in what they want to do here.
Lundeen, an ISO play. Guess that works.
I think they drew that one up in the locker room.
No kidding. Well,
I don't think you can go long with a Lizzie Lundeen isolation play.
Took a while for EGR to get back on the board. They hadn't scored since just a minute into the half. And now they're back to even at 8-8.
Well, we might be seeing a little bit of that endurance quality. You know, if DCD can keep up, you know, that high pressure defense and have it throughout the whole game, this is going to be nice and tight.
Switch on the draw now as Country Day will make a rotation through here. Still getting set. Up in the air, Georgievsky will win that draw against Ainsley Schilling. Here's Lundeen. What, would you go ISO with her again?
I think they're going to mix it up. They've got a lot of players who can put the ball behind the net, so we'll see what they do.
Kavanaugh up top for Georgievsky. She can score too. Spin. Cut to the middle, drop back for Lundeen. 16-14 to play. Tie score at 8-8. EGR attacking, little dump in for Meany! What a pass from LeMange! And Meany finished it off.
That was beautiful. Like, she just kind of weaved her way in there. I mean, Meany, she's not one of your high scorers, so she can kind of come in from behind where you're not anticipating that she's going to be one of your main scorers, but as long as you know how to put it in the net, it doesn't matter what your stats are prior to coming in here.
Timeout on the field as EGR has regained the lead 9-8 here in the second half. Addix Sportswear, proud to be the official customer uniform partner of the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Addix will design, print, cut, and sew your team's custom uniform or apparel order in an industry-leading 6 business days or less. Michigan product for Michigan people. Start your custom apparel today. Visit addixsportswear.com. East Grand Rapids back in the lead at 9-8. We'll take a quick break, come right back here to Rockford. You're watching the Division II Michigan High School Girls Lacrosse State Championship match on the NFHS Network.
Do you know the biggest difference between a pickup game and organized high school sports? The answer is obvious. It's officials. School sports is more than just kicking a ball or running fast. They're an extension of a student's education and the classroom. An official can help teach the importance of following the rules, impartiality, and most importantly, fairness.
Captain of the football team, correct?
Yes, sir.
Represents leadership and sportsmanship, right? You guys set the good examples for your fellow teammates, okay? All right, we have a problem with one of your fellow teammates. We'll come and ask you to take care of the problem, okay?
But the need for officials has never been greater. There are some benefits to becoming an official, like staying in shape, staying involved in the sports you played as a young person, networking, and of course, you can earn some pretty good extra money while doing all of that. It's easy to sign up. Just go to mhsaa.com/officials and click register now. Now is a great time for you to get involved in your community and give something back to our kids. There's help wanted. We need you to whistle. For more information, visit our website at mhsaa.com.
For the restart with 16:05 to go in the Division II Girls Lacrosse State Championship game. She's Ann Drummond. I'm Dave Ellis. It's East Grand Rapids just retaking the lead 9-8 before we hit the break. This has been as back and forth as you're ever going to want, isn't it, Ann?
Yeah, these fans are getting their money's worth for sure, especially if they stayed for both games. This has been a great day of lacrosse. Great weather, great facilities. It's just a pleasure to be here.
Little jump from Georgievsky, and she's coming forward with it. Here's Lundeen. Georgievsky. Grace Milne's back in the game. Far side for LeMange. Little shimmy there. Had a cutter with her sister, didn't take it. Lundeen up top.
She wants to be the quarterback. You can tell she's trying to direct which way we're going to have this play. She deserves to be the quarterback. She's definitely a leader on this team.
Lundeen pulling away from the 8-meter line, giving a little traffic there for Eliana LeMange, the senior. Now to the goal. Off, big save by Yoon. Thought that was going in the bottom corner, and then she whips it down the field. It got to the halfway point. Boy, that was a great track down out there.
Yeah, that ball took a lucky bounce for Detroit Country Day to be able to stay in their stick.
Brooke Winowich, who got that first one. I thought Hadley Keating was going to cut for the goal there, but she went in behind instead. It's the first save in a while down there for Claire Yoon, who's been entertaining to say the least in this game.
Absolutely. She might be my MVP right now, only because she's fun to watch.
So a rarity here is Country Day slows the game down a little. Schilling.
We'll see if this works. Sometimes when you slow the game down and you're used to playing a fast pace, you can almost take yourself out of your element. So we'll see if this strategy works.
Keating cutting through.
Yeah, that was a beautiful cut by her. Too bad Detroit Country Day didn't see her open.
Rolling around to the top is Emma Arico, the sophomore. They'll clear out for her. It's an ISO play. Arico getting them all to move around now. Got a pick, didn't use it. Hadley Keating. Boy, she's small, but she can pack a punch. Turned around, wanted to go left, pulled it out.
Great footwork, great defense as well on that to keep her from going inside.
Emma Arico, she's one of 3 players on 2 goals for the Yellow Jackets, along with Mary Pavlo and Hadley Keating. Here's Keating again. All that speed, got to the top, cut off by 2, did get the ball back over, and taking over is Olivia Winowich.
EGR is doing a great job identifying when they need to slide, when they should stay on their double. We're doing a great job identifying that.
Georgia Pavlo went over the cage, and Lizzie Lundeen picked it up and ran it out. Lundeen will turn around there.
Sphere. Self-start, that she can go ahead and wait, start without the official's whistle.
Georgievsky. Now here's Kavanaugh. Lundeen's forward now. Kavanaugh, instead of taking it down behind, will fake that move to the middle. Got a cutter. Score! LeMange right there, and Eliana's got her 4th of the game.
I like how East Grand Rapids does that, right? You have, half of your team staying out wide, outside the 12. It makes that cutter that's coming in take your defense off guard so that you can actually have that one-on-one with the goalie. I thought they were actually going to slow it down a little bit. You got midfielders who are playing the full field here. So, I thought, okay, they're going to pass it around. But, you snooze, you lose.
Now with 4 listed attackers, and I'm looking at the 3 midfielders in EGR's lineup in the regular season. Eleanor Vandermolen, 13 goals. That's not too bad. She's the 3rd best of the bunch because LeMange had 45 and Lundin had 58.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And just because you're a midfielder, right, you could be a defensive midfielder or an attack midfielder. And Eleanor Vandermolen is a great defensive midfielder where she's going to get the ball and then throw it off to the attackers most times.
Foul there as Country Day will get the restart. I should mention Vandermolen, of everybody of the 7 listed midfielders to start the game, that 13 goals is the fewest of anybody because listen to Country Day. Ainsley Schilling, 35. Emma Rico, 45. Ella Thompson, 47. Olivia Winovich, 48.
That's amazing.
This is a midfielder's game today.
Absolutely. And how conditioned you have to be that type of scorer, defender, transition.
Lundin, cutter. And a stoppage there is Mary Meany.
Oh, and a card. So this is a card going to Detroit Country Day. I see a 2. I'm not sure I see the first number on her, but
that's what the field glasses are for here.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a 12, so that's going to be Sadie Rifkin going off. 2nd yellow of the game for Country Day.
East Grand Rapids has 3 yellow cards, so their next card they will be playing man down for the rest of the game.
On the restart, Mary Maney. She's already got 1 goal.
False start.
Mary Maney dropped it. Lundin picked it up. Tried to shoot over the top. To the front. Grace Milnes was cutting in there. 1 player hits the deck. Country Day ball.
I thought on that free position shot we might have had a false start in Detroit Country Day, but I guess the officials either felt like she timed it perfectly or was out of our vision.
Well, that ball loose through the middle, but picked up by the swarming Yellow Jackets. They're just so fast to the ball, even when it's loose.
They have a lot of hustle in them.
Hustle is a great word. Country Day down 2.
I like how they have quick passes too. No one's holding the ball very long, which keeps your defense having to move and cut and get to your attacker that you're defending. It really creates a little bit of chaos for the defensive end.
Down low for Pavlu. Again, remember Country Day down a player right now too.
Oh.
It's still in control of the ball with Hadley Keating. She has 2 in this game. Ella Thompson has not scored yet. Now low for Georgia Pavlu.
Yeah, you can see EGR trying to do a double. It's going to wear them out though. So once Detroit Country Day can have her player come back in, they've almost kind of run out the defense to get them a little tired.
Well, that time is quickly approaching that they will get Sadie Rifkin back on the field. They've killed almost the entire thing down in the offensive end, and now cutting in with a chance to get it. And Olivia Winovich has her 2nd of the game.
That was unbelievable. And they scored that without having their full offensive team on there as well.
It was just 1 second after they went back to full strength.
Yeah.
That's the perfect way to kill it off.
And that's that, if you can get your rebounds either from a drop ball or whatever, you can just come up with it. It's all balls got to go for each and every one to keep your team in the game.
I mean, both of these keepers have played amazing games so far. It's just the offense has been so good on either side.
Absolutely.
It's going to get lost right now. Pottinger's made some amazing saves, and Yoon has been a treat.
Absolutely. Well, you know, all those stats that you just read off earlier are showing why this could be a, I mean, could be a high-scoring game. Like, not that 9-10 isn't, but there's a lot of players who could put a lot of points up.
Country Day with a chance now. The flag is out.
Yep, she had a little bit of a block by the defense there. She'll be on the first inside hash.
It's Ainsley Schilling. 35 goals on the season for her. She's the lowest scoring midfielder on the team. Here she is. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Ainsley Schilling ties the game at 10. And with just about 10 minutes to go, we got a brand new ball game.
That's not an easy hash to shoot from either, you know, because typically girls are right-handed, and she was right-handed as she was taking that shot. So the goalie can basically take off a lot because of your angle. So that was a great shot positioning where it went off to the right as you're facing the goal.
How about this for balance, Ann? Ainsley Schilling, 2 goals. Olivia Winovich, 2 goals. Emma Rico, 2 goals. Mary Pavlou, 2 goals. Hadley Keating, 2 goals.
Well, I don't know.
5 players each with a pair for Country Day.
2's their lucky number. Now we get more players just have to score 2 more goals for their team, huh?
9:58 to play. It is all up in the air. Georgievsky wins the draw. The Pioneers coming back the other direction. Boy, Vandermeulen was cut off and made it through 3 defenders right at the restraining line.
Yeah, DCD did step offside, so even if she dropped the ball, they would have gotten it back because they were offsides. But because it doesn't affect play, you know, she retained possession, it's not a whistle that the official needs to actually call.
Things much calmer now for EGR. Again, 7-1 all-time in the title game. Their only loss was in triple overtime in 2017 to Bloomfield Hills Cranbrook.
Yeah, that was a barn burner as well. I think EGR was up in that game, and then Cranbrook came from behind and just kept scoring. It was definitely a game of endurance.
LeMange.
EGR looks like they're slowing it down a little bit.
Back for Georgievsky. Lundeen.
Looks like we're going to have another isolation play here.
Lundeen wants to go to the right. Cut off there. Good bounce off the defender in there for Ella Thompson. She got away with the first couple. She wasn't going to keep getting the accumulated offenses in there.
Yeah, that was a nice call by the official. You know, she did help create the contact on the first two as she's dodging in. However, the defender came up with that last one and displaced her to make sure to cause the free position shot.
She did push her a little bit out of the middle, so this is a tougher angle for Lundeen. Is that going to matter?
Yeah, it definitely matters.
And Lundeen drops the ball. She'll pick it back up. Scramble drill now for Detroit Country Day. Lundeen drops under one. Back out top, falls down. Georgievsky, spin move. Couldn't get by it. And then a loose pass over the top of Maney, and that's a turnover.
They were able to kill some time off the clock, but I'm sure they would have loved to have killed the time off the clock, but also came away with a goal. So unfortunate mispass.
Under 8 minutes to go. Tie game at 10. Long pass through the middle. That's successful for Mary Pavlou. She's into the attacking area. Hadley Keating. Who's going to be the first Country Day player to come off that 2-goal mark and get the third?
I don't know. Better keep yourself quiet. They'll all want to have that one.
Olivia Winovich. She's one of those on 2 goals. Dropped it, picked it back up. Loose ball there. Maney's got it. Scooped away from her.
Yeah,
and a whistle.
A little bit too much contact as she came up with the ball.
Maney's restart. She swarmed right away.
I think it's a great strategy for Detroit Country Day to swarm the ball because you can tell they're making EGR fight for every possession.
But you got to think that East Grand Rapids has not seen this much this season.
Well, no. I mean, they've had some good games. They've had some tight losses, but I'm not sure how much pressure other teams have been putting on.
Right.
Every single time you're coming up the field, it is a swarm.
LeMange. Back up top for Eliana LeMange. Again, Eliana the senior, Vivian the sophomore. Vivian down on the goal line right now, but here's Lundeen with the ball. Back to goal. Kept control. Winovich again, giving her a good shot there. Now LeMange, 2 defenders on her. Somebody's open. She cut to the middle. Shot stopped. But a card will be shown. And that is the 3rd card on Detroit Country Day. It will be Chiara Sessa.
So she is being called for a check to the head. So that will be 2 minutes. 3rd card, as you stated, for Detroit Country Day. Each team is at 3. This is a great positioning for the free position shot. You're on the second inside hash. Looks like she's a lefty as well.
So LeMange.
I got my eagle eye out for any false starts this time. We'll see.
For the go-ahead goal. Drives in. Scores!
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Here we go.
So Vivian LeMange, her 2nd goal of the match.
In high school, when you get a yellow card, they're non-releasable. You have to serve the full 2-minute penalty. Once these players play on to college, those yellow cards are releasable. So when the opposing team scores, you can then send your players back in. But for high school, they have to sit out for the full 2 minutes.
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time, right?
Yep, absolutely.
6:07 to play. East Grand Rapids back in the lead. It has been back and forth. Popped way up in the air, and that's a joust for the ball that will be pushed forward and won by Country Day.
Another one where they just get to the ball first, and what they're forcing is EGR to be a little bit sloppy where they're creating those fouls and they're getting that ball.
Again, not used to seeing the Yellow Jackets slow it down a little bit here and spread it out.
Well, they got a player in the box. They want to make sure they can come out with their full strength.
Scored with it the last time.
They did, without even the 7th player getting over the restraining line for them.
And I love watching the awareness of the officials in there too, seeing if they're in a passing lane, squatting down and allowing that ball through. There's a shot and a big score.
That is huge. You are a man down. The confidence that you have to say we can score even without having our full team on the field is such a game momentum swing here for them. It's tie game, 11-11, and they're not playing like a young team. They're playing with confidence, and maybe that's what it is.
Could be. Just they don't know that they should be scared.
Exactly.
Right?
You don't know what you don't know.
Well, the answer to our other question was Emma Orico. She's the first to get the hat trick as she put that one in. Or actually, no, you know what? That was Mary Pavlou. And she's the first one with the hat trick.
There you go, Mary. We'll get it right.
Somebody was going to get it.
Somebody was.
So 11-11, 5:22 to play. We had overtime in the D2 final. Mary Meany wants to make sure that there isn't overtime in the D1 final. She's got 1 goal.
Yeah, that was a good draw pickup for EGR. We saw Detroit Country Day go on a swing once they get a few draw controls.
Eliana LeMange had space.
Yeah, that was an easy shooting space to call. Detroit just kind of got flat-footed, didn't get out of the way of the shot. Easy call by the official, shooting space.
Clock rolling under 5 minutes now. Eliana LeMange, the senior, she's got 4 today already. Pulled it out. Maney. Back for Eliana LeMange. Olivia Shaw hasn't seen a lot of touches lately. Milnes, Vandermolen, And now Kavanaugh. Inside. Spin for LeMage. Wanted to shoot that. Didn't have room. Swatted away from her, and here comes Country Day. In a big hurry. 5 in the attack. They pulled it back out. A little loose pass there. And unfortunately for Hadley Keating, she can't track. She did track it down, but not before it rolled out.
That was a late whistle on the official that I thought she actually got it there. I was going to be so impressed.
I'm still impressed whether she got there or not.
But the biggest thing, if I were Detroit Country Day, is I would be watching how slow EGR was coming up the field. They're gassed right now. I don't think they've had to play this much tight defense or offense when they have the ball. Everything is contested. Detroit Country Day is not making anything easy, whether it's transition in a settled offense. Everything is contested.
The senior Mary Maney helping to relieve the pressure there in front of her own bench. They'll move her back on the restart.
So in high school, you have to acknowledge that there was a foul. Because she was fouled and passed immediately, officials didn't feel like she gave it enough time to acknowledge the foul. That's why it came back.
Big switch there for Shaw. Dropped the ball first, but picked it back up. And now Vivian LeMage. Moving to her inside shoulder.
I don't think I see Lizzie Lundeen. Is she not on the attack right now? No, I think she's on the bench. So,
giving her a quick rest right before the business end of this game. And a horn there as a timeout will be called.
And you can have free substitutions after a timeout. So it'll be interesting to see, did she give her, top scorers that rest to come in to make that last shot?
Every day in Michigan, investigators work hard to keep people safe on the internet. For more information on how to keep your family safe online or submit a cyber tip, visit MichiganICAC.com. And you're a leader in the game, so be a leader in your school by using OK to Say. You can report anything that threatens your safety or the safety of others. Submit a confidential tip by phone, text, or email, or the app. Make the play. Use OK to Say. 11-11, 2:41 to play. We'll take one quick break and come back for the conclusion of the D1 Girls Lacrosse Final right here on the NFHS Network.
Because every athlete deserves to be treated like a pro. Henry Ford Sports Medicine.
We've got 2:41 left for sure. We may have more than that. We're not sure about that part. Ann Drummond, Dave Ellis, back here in Rockford. And what are we going to see here in this last 2.5 minutes plus? Can you possibly predict it?
Yeah, I'll try. Let me go ahead and try. I'm sure Megan Lloyd told her team, you've been here before, you know what to do, possess the ball, be calm, they're going to swarm you, just stay composed. I'm sure they're going to probably want to take the last shot. We'll see if they can stall out for, at least 2 minutes here, but we'll have to see.
Completely the opposite for Emma Keel. She wants chaos right now, right?
Oh, for sure. And her team has been causing chaos. I think that's their middle name right now.
Here's Eleanor Vandermolen, one of the 8 seniors in the starting lineup. And Ella Georgievsky off the bench is the 9th. This veteran EGR team.
And interesting, we did not see Lizzie Lundeen come back in. So they must be giving her a little bit of a rest.
I see her standing over there with her stick.
She does have a knee brace on. I have no idea whether that's affecting her or not, but
that could be a side story to this right now.
It could be. However, EGR has so many different weapons that they can choose.
Here's one of them. Eliana LeMage has 4 goals in this game, number 24. Into the corner.
You can see Detroit is having their goalie come out of her goal circle. So she is almost another field player on the field, trying to intercept any pass that she possibly can to get this ball turned over.
She is just a breath of fresh air at that position, isn't she?
She is.
Behind the goal, Mary Maney.
We have some open cutters, so you can tell that EGR is really trying to make sure we stall as much time as possible. They're not going to take any shots. I'm wondering what the time that Megan said, you know, you can go ahead and go.
Working down to the final minute. Exchange on defenders is now Hadley Keating comes back in as part of pursuit. Sadie Rifkin went back to the other side of the restraining line. We're in the final minute.
That's smart. You know, you got these defenders who are running and doing their best to try and
contact there, and
they got a shooting space call. So, you know, Keating's going to come back over, let her true defender come down and defend this.
Remember we said before, Eleanor Vandermolen, the lowest scoring midfielder in the game. She can score the most important goal of the season right here on the restart with 49 seconds to play.
I'm not going to...
And jumping offside.
I actually had two players jump offside. I would put both behind. So, and remember too, the original foul, so number 1 from Detroit Country Day has to remain behind because that foul does not go away because time did not start. So we have two players behind.
So here's Eleanor Vandermolen, number 14, to the goal. Stopped by Clara Yoon. What a save.
That was an amazing save. That ball almost got away from her and wanted to roll back the other way. She's already out of her goal circle. She doesn't care about 10 seconds. I got this.
Well, with 30 to play, Country Day, if they can get the ball up the field, can get the final shot.
There's time. We saw it in the first game.
Loose one, still picked up. Now forward. Off the feet in there of Mary Pavlou. East Grand Rapids has the ball and 12 to play. They'll have to hurry. Olivia Shaw dropped it, picked it back up. Needs help. Got around the outside. 3 seconds. Lost shot from the outside. No problem for Clara Yoon for the second time today. And Drummond, we're going to overtime.
I think it's that kind of day. How could we not be any more blessed to be here for 2 overtime state championship games? This is what lacrosse should look like for a state championship.
Well, our MHSAA network crew of Stockton on the camera and Maisie pushing the buttons. I hope you guys are getting bonus pay because we've been working hard for you over here and make it. If you weren't a girls lacrosse fan before the day started, I don't know how you wouldn't be now.
No, this has been unbelievable lacrosse. And to be honest, I hope we got some young girls out there watching and want to pick up the stick because this is such a fun game. It's such a great community. This is just great.
Well, this was about the time the last game that I reminded you that chocolate milk has essential nutrients every athlete needs, not typically found in traditional sports drinks. Next time you grab a beverage, whether it's in the lunchroom, out on the field, or at home, remember to rethink your drink